I think it had a lot to do with getting involved with community service. Between that and the fact that I wanted to try something different for a portraiture assignment, something besides just seeing a photograph of their friend or their family member, why not tie that into some kind of community service reach out and get the kids to get to know someone who they normally would never get to know, and hone in on their painting skills and develop a different way of doing a portraiture. What's exciting about this is the whole process of giving. That we are giving time. We are offering the privilege of providing the students with the time to talk to a senior citizen, because that's what we need. We need more communication.
Mr. Williams has told me to focus on the shapes and the colors, and I think last year I kind of got overwhelmed because I felt like I was painting a person and I really had to I don't know, do it right and everything else. But now I feel like I'm just kind of painting and I'm focusing more on the colors and it's making it go way faster, and it makes it feel way easier because I don't know, I'm just focusing on different things. So it's been good, but it's gonna get harder, I know.
Doing two people has its pros and cons, I guess. They're very different faces, I guess. But when you're not loving how one of them's going, you're like, oh, well, I got another face. I'll just do that one. A lot of times, I will give away my art, and this is almost more meaningful because they're expecting it and they're anticipating it the whole time while it's being created, I guess.
With most art rooms, it's not a structured environment per se. You're not having to sit in the same desk all the time, and you're not having to memorize formulas or dates or times or places. You're able to express yourself, because in my opinion, the best way to communicate is through visuals. And if you can get a student to understand that doing a portrait or a clay piece or any kind of art is an expression of themselves, and you can talk about yourself through the art, when sometimes the talking verbally is difficult to do.
I was actually talking to a middle schooler the other day just about stuff, and I was like, if you ever need anything, you need a safe place, Mr. Williams' room, it's just good vibes.
He's got a big heart and he wants to pass it along to his students and to anyone he can, since he's just a good human himself, and he wants us to be as good as we can be.
It gives me a sense of value and energy to know that maybe I'm making a difference in the students' lives here. Maybe 20 years down the road, they'll be able to go to a museum and say, oh, I recognize that painting by Michelangelo. Or the idea of going down the street and noticing that a tree is not really brown, that leaves are not always green, that the sky is not always blue. To develop a new way of seeing I think it was Yogi Berra who said, you get to see more things when you're looking. And what I like to try to do is get students to learn a different way of seeing.
It was fun, and I was happy to. We had a good conversation, didn't we? And I think she did a good job with what she had to work with.
I always like the end product the best because it's a gift, and it's like giving that gift is like the best part of the whole process, and you're like realizing all your work was for something super special, and it's just a good feeling.
It was so rewarding. She wasn't here for very long, but even just like seeing that, like I get to keep it, like that, like it was really good. It was awesome.
For those of us at Quail Summit, the residents and the staff, that we are just amazed each year with the talent that all of you bring to Quail Summit and to the portraits that you create for the residents.
I would love it that we could get other schools to do something like this. And it doesn't have to be a portraiture, but it could be anything that brings generations together. You guys, what I love most is the amount of time and effort and not quitting with this. Because this is a learning process that if you don't give up, the results are magnificent. So I thank you all very much. And thank you all.
And we wouldn't have a project without Mr. Williams, so we have a little gift for you.
Oh, look at that. A hot and cold tumbler. just like my personality. Thank you very much. And thank you all very much, too. There's something else that you can do, that you can see, that you can experience, that is just as rewarding as the academics. And that's what I enjoy most, is teaching people a different way of seeing, a different perspective.